G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. Alright guys, so in today's video we are going to be reviewing how I went in round 9 like we always do. So if you don't like it you can skip on until the tips. So we're going to review how I went because the start looks good but then we just fall off. We'll get to that in a sec. And then I'll give you my round 10 tips. Starting things off, I took the Sharks over the Cowboys. Good win there. We love that. I then took the Eels over the Knights. Another good win there. We love that. I took the Bunnies over the Broncos. Let's go. What a win. Good win at Suncorp, man. The Rabbitohs killed them. Good tip there. I then took the Raiders to lose to the Dolphins, and they beat them. I took Manly to beat the Titans of Brookie. To the Titans' credit, they played very well. Good win for them. Tip wrong. I think everybody took the Panthers to beat the Tigers. I think, what was it? 98% of people took them. The Tigers won. Credit to the Tigers. I'm over the moon that the Tigers finally got that win. And over the Panthers, it just makes it feel so much sweeter. But it's another tip wrong. Then on Sunday, I took the Warriors to beat the Roosters because I thought Warriors might get it done. I know Warriors had a lot of players out, but I just thought in Mount Smart, they're tough to beat. They lost. And then we took the Dragons to beat the Dogs. And shout out to the Dogs, man. They showed grit and they just wanted it more. And they got the job done. So we went 3 from 3 to start the week. We finished 3 from 8. So pretty disappointing week, to be honest. But we move on from that and we move on to round 10, Magic Round, which I will be attending every one of these games, guys. So if you're coming to Magic Round, come up and say hello. I'm happy to, if you guys, for some reason, want to get a photo with me. I'm happy to do whatever you guys want me to do. Well, no, I'm happy to get a photo with you. No, I'm not going any further than that. All right, but all jokes aside, we're here. We're going to do the round 10 tips. Starting things off, the first of the Friday games, we've got the Bulldogs and the Raiders. Now, this week is going to be insanely hard to tip. It really is. And I don't know who I'm tipping in this game yet. So we're going to come back to it. There's several games that I'm very unsure of. And I want to improve. I want to get at least 4 this week. I'd love to get 8, but I just don't see that happening. So we'll come back to this one. The next one, we've got the Broncos and Manly. Manly, home game. It's at Suncorp. It's unfair that they throw away a home game there. The Broncos should be the home team. They really should. I think it's very disrespectful to Manly, but I don't know. Maybe Manly agreed to it. Bug it if I know. But Broncos win and win well, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Warriors against the Panthers. I think this is going to be a very close game. The Panthers have lost 2 in a row now and arguably could have lost to the Knights before that. They're not looking great at the moment. And the Warriors, another team that I thought was a bit disrespectful, getting a bloody home game in Brisbane. They should have had an extra home game in New Zealand. This was not fair, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. If this was in New Zealand, I reckon it's a 1 to 2 point game. But because it's at Suncorp, I'm going to go Panthers by about 8. I think they get the job done there. Next up, we've got the Sharks and the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been brave. They beat the Titans with that record comeback. Nearly got the job done against the Raiders there, but I think the Sharks are going to be way too strong. Nico Hines is going to have a huge game at Suncorp. I'm calling it now. He's going to be outstanding, and I'm definitely going to captain him for my super coach. I think we're going to see a couple of tries there from Nico. So Sharks to get a really good win over the Dolphins. Next up, you got Storm against the Rabbitohs. Now, I know the Rabbitohs have a horrible for and against record, not for and against, a win-loss record to the Storm. Rabbitohs do not win against the Storm except for Magic Round. We haven't lost a Magic Round game yet, guys, and I'm going to say it keeps going. I think the Rabbitohs, they're on a roll now. They're starting to look really, really, really good, really dangerous. We've got that fast-flowing footy. I think we get the job done here. I don't think it'll be a flogging, but I do think we win this game. Right, next up, we've got the Tigers and Dragons. Another one I'm going to come back to because I am not quite sure who I'm taking in this one. Roosters and Cowboys. I am going to tip the Roosters. I think they win this one by about 16. I do think it'll be quite a big scoreline. The Cowboys have just been so disappointing, and now they lose Jeremiah Nanai. I know they've got Hilam Lukey coming back, but have just been so disappointing, and they could be without Chad Townsend as well. If that is the case, I think the Roosters win and win well. Next up, we've got the Titans and the Eels, another game that I am pulling what hair I've got left out. I don't know. We're going to go back up to the top. I just need to have a look at this because I need to see what the fans are doing. I think this is a game that the Dogs could win. I really do. But the Raiders, man, Jack Whiten, I reckon he's going to want to win a few more games here. He is going to be hungry to prove these dickheads wrong. So I am going to tip the Raiders in that one. Tigers and the Dragons. Okay, so majority are tipping the Dragons. And I understand, we haven't seen enough from the Tigers. They got a good win over Panthers last week. Does that mean they're a good team? No, but I do think they will gather confidence from that, and I am going to tip them. I think this is the first time all year I've tipped the Tigers. I am going to back the Tigers in this one. I do think they get the job done. And then finally, Titans and the Eels. This is honestly the hardest tip I've had to make all weekend. And you guys might be looking, going, the Eels, they'll get the win, especially with players like AJ Brimson out, Kieran Foran questionable. I really want to tip the Titans. I do. And I hate when people say, this team's my second team and this team's this and this team's that. I've only got one team, and that's the Rabbitohs. But if there's two teams I respect a lot in the competition, it's the Warriors and the Titans, and I want to see the Titans do well. However, I think that last week's game for the Eels has really ignited something in them. They looked like, well, they didn't look like contenders, to be honest. Like completing at like 68% or something. It's not good enough at the end of the day, but it was good enough to beat the Knights because they were just breaking tackles left, right, and centre. With that being said, I do think they're going to take a lot of confidence from that win, and I am tipping the Eels. So let's go over this. I'll give you my 1 to 13, 1 to 12 or 13 plus. Raiders for me win this one 1 to 12. I think it'll be a very close contest. I think the Bulldogs could definitely steal it from them. I really do, but I am going to back the Raiders 1 to 12. I think it'll be about that 4 points max margin. Broncos in this one over Manly. I think if Turbo plays, Broncos 1 to 12. If Turbo doesn't play, I definitely think they can get the job done 13 plus. Warriors and Panthers. I think this is going to be a 1 to 12 game. I do think the Panthers will be hungry for a good win, though. Warriors welcome back Tohu Harris, which is a massive inclusion for them. And I also think they may get back Chance Nickel-Klokstad as well, which, again, another big inclusion. But I just think the Panthers are going to be too good. 1 to 12 winners there. Sharks, I think, will win this 13 plus. I don't see the Dolphins coming close to them there. Rabbitohs, I'm back in 1 to 12. I don't think we'll get the job done 13 plus here. I hope we do. It'd be great to see. And I'd say if we beat Storm 13 plus, we've got to be favourites for the premiership. I'm saying that right now. Like, we've worked our asses off to get into this position. And if we can do that, I think we should be premiership favourites. A 13 plus win over Melbourne, I think, would really look good on their resume this year. Tigers 1 to 12 over the Dragons. I think it's going to be a really grindy game. I actually don't think we're going to see a big scoreline here. I think it's going to be under 30 points total. I'm thinking maybe like a 16-12 win there for the Tigers. Roosters, I think, will absolutely kill the Cowboys. As much as I would love to tip the Cowboys in this game, because as you all know, I hate the Roosters. I think the Roosters will absolutely decimate the Cowboys. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. And finally, we've got the Titans and the Eels. I think it's going to be a 1-12 game. I don't think the Eels will blow out the Titans, and I do think that the Titans genuinely have a chance to win this game. And I could 100% change my tip come end of the week. I really could, but just with no AJ Brimson and a injury cloud over Kieran Foran, I just think the Eels are going to be way too good. I think they'll get the job done 1-12. I think the Titans will be in it for a good portion of this game, and then the Eels will run away with it at the end. That's my tips there, guys. Let me know yours down below in the comments, and hopefully I can do better than 3 out of 8. Let me know how you went last week. Let me know your tips for this week. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.